I swear they do that. Let's try that again. Oh, it's recording. What happened to the little thing that says recording? You know what? Yeah, I know. Let's make sure we got sound. Somebody on Zoom talk to me so I can hear a voice. I got no pictures, just a bunch of names on my screen right now. Good morning. Wake up. Talk to me.
Are you muted? Shanice is trying to talk.
Okay, so hang in there. I'm back. Yes, barely.
I can't hear you.
Is that what you're hearing?
No, nobody answered.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay, very good.
But Brenda says no audio.
They have to probably enable it here.
I guess you just can't hear them, John. Is that something? Do I need to go get Justin?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm getting comments that people can hear me, so we're gonna start. All right, if you're taking notes, I want you to take out a sheet of paper. I'm not gonna draw this for you. I'm just gonna share it with you. We're gonna start with the economic model to net $100,000. If our, whatever your cost of sale is, add that to $100,000. The cost of sale here in Coral Springs, guys, is $16,000. Depending on what market center you're in, your cost of sale is going to be different parts of the country. It's a different number. Your operating expense should run about 12% of your net income, meaning that if your net income goal is $100,000, your operating expense should run about $12,000. Now, you're going to take those two numbers and you're going to add them to $100,000 in order to come up with your gross income goal. And then you're going to take your gross income goal divided by the average commission in your market. Now, let's use Coral Springs again, and let's say that the average sale price is $350,000. The average commission is $10,000. And in order for me to net $100,000, I need to close 12 sales. I'm taking my gross income divided by $10,000, and my number comes out to be 12 sales. By the way, none of those numbers match. And I know that. I did this on purpose in order to make it simple for me to explain the economic model to you. You want to do it the complicated way? No worries. You're in Coral Springs. Your gross income is $120. Your gross income. Thank you. It's been a fascinating morning. Thank you, Michael, for helping that. You're amazing. Don't just leave it there. Yeah, thank you. And your net income goal is $100,000. You're adding $16,000 cost of sale. You're adding $12,000 for expenses. That's $128,000. Everybody good?
Yes.
Good. Now, $128,000 divided by $10,000 is 12.8. So round it up to 13. Now your goal is to close 13 sales in order to gross $128,000 so that you can net $100,000. Now, you all have a model to net $100,000. Now, if your goal, Michael Topo, is to net $1 million, just take every number and multiply it by 10. That would be the quick way to do it. Wouldn't be the right way to do it because you have lots of other expenses that are going to come into play. The economic model in your playbook is based on 30, 30, 40. 30% goes to cost of sales, 30% goes to operating expenses, and 40% is profit. Therefore, if your goal is to net $1 million, you need to gross $2.4 million. Now take $2.4 million, divide it by $10,000, and that'll tell you how many homes you need to sell in order to net $1 million. Everybody up with me so far?
I think so.
Yeah? 300, what is the number? I can't see that far away, too old. 240. So that's 240 closed transactions in order to net $1 million, not gross, net $1 million. Now, Michael, just check my math, okay? 2,400,000 times 30% should come out to 720. 720 times 2 is
1.44.
okay. 1.44 away from $2.4 million is just a hair under $1 million. There it is. So in order to net $1 million, you're going to gross $2.4 million. All right, let's go back and have a conversation with everyone on how to net $100,000. Now, by the way, if I'm coming across kind of choppy, guys, the internet signal has not been great the last couple of days, and I'm getting notifications on my end that my internet signal is unstable. Whatever the hell that means, I have no idea. Unstable. Do I send it to a counselor? Does it need to get therapy? Is there a drug for this? All right, back. Now, my goal is to close 13 homes. 7 are going to be on the listing side, 6 are going to be on the buyer side. In order to close 7 seller listings, I'm going to take 10 seller listings. I'm going to take 10 seller listings because not every single one of us is going to close. Somebody's going to change their mind. They're going to take their home off the market. A property is not going to appraise, and a seller is going to decide, I'm not selling it for the appraised value. Never mind. There's numerous reasons why a property won't sell. Just count on this. That way, if you take 10 listings and they all close, then you're ahead of the game. Life is good. Now, in order to take 10 listings, if my conversion ratio is 50%, from an appointment to a listing taken, then I need to go on how many appointments? 20. And 20 divided by 12 is 1.7, rounded up to 2. And you're ahead of the game. Now, the next question then becomes, what do I need in my lead generation model in order to close 13 sales? Well, if I'm working my database and I'm focused on building my real estate business through repeat and referral business from my database, then my goal is a 15% conversion ratio on my database. If you get into the lead generation model, page 135 in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and you read Gary Keller shares, when you're working your database, for every 12 people, you should have 2 closed sales. Works out to 15%, by the way. So if I have 100 people in my database at 15%, I've closed 15 sales. Yes or yes, right? And I'm rounding off to make this easy. Now, if my conversion ratio is 10% and my goal is 13 sales, how many relationships do I need to have in my database? 130. I'll do the math for you.
Thank you.
So it's 130. Now I've got 130 people that I'm communicating with using a 36 touch smart plan. The secret ingredient, it's not a secret, by the way. The ingredient that makes the difference is I'm going to call them once every quarter. I'm going to call every 3 months. It's a care call conversation using the Ford model of communication. F is how's your family? And I've got names because I'm taking notes and I'm looking at my CRM. I'm looking at my database, and I know if I'm calling Juanita, her husband's name is, and her kids' names are, and the dog's name is. And I have an opportunity to not just ask Audrey, how's your family? But I have an opportunity to ask Michael, how's Jess doing? How's Jordan? Jordan doing good in school? Still playing basketball? Does Jordan play basketball? Not really. You'd figure with the name Jordan, he plays basketball, right?
You know what?
Trust me, I tried.
I get you. When Colin was younger, so I'm football from the time I was 8 years old until I was 22 years old, right? And then I have a son thinking, cool, football player. And when Colin was younger, he used to tell me, Dad, I'm going to be in the band. And I'm like, that's awesome. You should do that, right? And inside I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he's got to play football.
So what age did he play?
He started playing at 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jordan's gonna be 11 tomorrow, so I'm hoping by.
There's still hope. So I have an opportunity. Michael, how's Jess? How's Jordan? How's school doing? Is Jess still working as the greatest market center administrator in the world for Keller Williams Realty in Coral Springs, right? How's it going so far? Right? I have an opportunity to go deep into the conversation. You guys with me? Okay. Occupation. Are you still working as a CPA at blank, blank, blank accounting firm? And if I had a referral for you, are you accepting new clients? So far, does this conversation sound salesy?
No.
Does it sound pushy?
No.
Does it sound like I'm desperate for business? Okay, so those are the reasons people give me for not talking to their database. John, I don't want to sound salesy. I don't want to sound pushy. I don't want to sound desperate. And if it sounds like my voice is whining, yeah, it was intentional because that's what you sound like when you say these things. Sorry, it's true.
Sorry.
It's true. Michael.
I actually had this conversation yesterday with Juanita. No,
Yes.
it's reinforcement,
Yes.
right? So absolutely.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Okay.
John, I had to tell him, bring the D down just a little bit.
Hey.
He was very high. I was like, tone it up. And he was right. He's absolutely right.
You know, another day we'll do a conversation on leadership, and we'll do have a conversation on John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership. Level number 1 is position. By the way, it's the lowest level. You'll follow somebody because they have a title, and that's it, right? And as you grow as a leader to level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5, you have more and more permission to coach people through these difficult conversations, right? Here's what I mean. The longer you know Michael, the more Michael demonstrates what he can do to help you, the more permission he'll have to be that high D person, right?
Well, he has the permission.
No, he does. It's above position. Listen to me. It's above positional, but it's not necessarily level 5 yet.
Right.
That's my point. Okay, back to the conversation.
All right.
Now we're talking to our database. We've got 130 people. We're going to communicate with them in order to create repeat referral business and recreation. You know, Juanita, I noticed on Facebook, holy cow, you know, this social media thing. If I would have known how powerful it was when I was selling real estate back in 2005, no telling what I could have done with this. If I were a real estate agent today, and I know this, I say that a lot, and I want you guys to hear, because this is just another way of me saying, if I were you, here's what I would do. If I were a real estate agent today, I would stalk the people in my database on social media. I would make notes of special occasions, I would enter notes into my database. In other words, Michael and Jess went on a cruise to the Bahamas. Make a note to talk about that on the next conversation. Done. Now it's in my database. It's in the notes, and now I know to talk about it next time. Now, what could I do that's actually even quicker and easier? I could copy and paste his post and just put it into my database. Yes or yes?
Yeah.
Michael, talk to me.
Yeah, and Facebook and Instagram allows you to get inside of their world, inside of their lives, right? They're posting because they want to share. And then if you have a conversation with them, I literally did this yesterday with somebody. And it just allows you to continue to connect with them on a deeper level.
Yeah. Yeah, it opens the door for, hey, you got a minute to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. You also have an opportunity to, and I'm getting away from the conversation here again. Good luck following me today, by the way. You have an opportunity to send them a handwritten personal note. Hey, I noticed that you got a new job. I see that you're working at blank. Just wanted to send you a quick note to say congratulations, right? I promise you, don't mention real estate in the personal note. Just send them a personal note, congratulate them on their new job. Grandson, granddaughter, baby, whatever it is, you have an opportunity to build relationship. All right. D, dreams. What are your goals for the year? What are you hoping to do? I know that you just got back from Bahamas. What's the next trip? Where do you want to go next? Make it real estate, dreams. Talk to me about what your dream home looks like. It's 2 to 3 years from now, and you're living in your dream home. What does it look like? Where is it? Tell me more. All right. It's a care call conversation. And before I hang up the phone, Desiree,
Yes.
you know, the market's really hot. Real estate market, right?
Right.
And we're looking for people who want to sell their home. We've got buyers that are looking to buy and there's nothing for sale. If you know somebody that's thinking of selling, would you refer them to me?
Sure.
Cool. That's it. That's it. Now, I didn't ask her, who do you know? I might ask her that on the next conversation. I'm not going to ask her every single time we talk. Maybe I'm going to end the conversation with, hey, Desiree, as you know, I'm a real estate agent, super busy. The market's awesome, and I'm never too busy for your referrals. So if you know of anybody looking to buy or sell, please keep me in mind. That's another way to end the conversation. Something as simple as, Nick, thanks for taking time out of your day to chat with me today. I really enjoyed catching up with you. Just one quick thing on real estate. I'm super busy and I'm never too busy for your referrals. Make it a great day. Okay, I'm dropping bombs. Yes. Now, let me ask again, did I sound salesy? Did I sound desperate? I'm calling my friends and I'm asking for business. Did it sound like I'm calling my friends to ask for business? Please say no.
No.
We had a 5-minute conversation. I talked about real estate for 20 seconds. This is about building relationships. Now, let's go back to how the conversation started. If my goal is to close 13 homes, I could do that by prospecting for sell-by owners and expired listers in circle prospecting. Yes, I could do that by going out and knocking on doors. Yes, I could do that by farming and mailing out market updates and sending golden letters, all of the above. Or I could do that by building a relationship with my database. And it's interesting. It's fascinating that very, very few real estate agents choose build their business through their database. Matter of fact, most real estate agents don't even have a database. I know because I meet with them and I ask, what database are you using? Clarissa, can I borrow your phone for a moment? Just need it for a visual, that's all. I'll ask them, what database are you using? And they'll do this. This is my database. I'm like, no, that's not a database. All right. Command has a database in it. It's not a database. Command is a platform. KV Core, Wise Agent, there's about a dozen different databases that are out there. What's the right one? The one you will use. And it is a system, a tool to build relationships. Excel spreadsheet, not a database. Your phone, not a database. Michael, talk to me.
Can you give us, again, the closing script here? I'm super busy in real estate, never too busy for your referrals.
Make it a great day. If you know of anybody looking to sell, please
Okay.
give me a call.
Got it, all right. So,
Yeah, next time you talk to somebody that's thinking of selling, please give me a call. There's this thing called the reticular activator, and the way the reticular activator works is when you buy a car and you drive down the road the next day, you start noticing other people with the same car that you just bought. And prior to buying that car, you never saw it. And all of a sudden you see it everywhere.
right.
When you are pregnant, you have everywhere you go, everybody is pregnant. It's your reticular activator, okay? Because you had this conversation. So anybody wondering, geez, John, that's kind of an interesting example, right? So I got a grandbaby on the way. It's on my mind. My reticular activator has been turned on,
Camelot is calling.
okay?
I'm like, what is that?
And it's better than Bob's ringtone, which is from The Exorcist. It's just crazy. Like, change that. Because we had this conversation, Nick, chances are you're going to talk to somebody in the next couple of days who's thinking of selling their home. Right? When that happens, would you do me a favor and give me a call? Now, let's go back to what we talked about yesterday. And if you saw me stop for a moment and do this, I was looking inside my head for that file because it's there. I know the script, the reticular activator script. I just had to go find it. It's up there and all that other kind of junk that's up there, right? And as soon as I did, I'm like, okay, because we had this conversation, bullet point. Chances are you're going to talk to somebody in the next couple days who's thinking of selling their home. When that happens, Nick, would you please do me a favor and give me a call? Did you hear the way I delivered it? Every single time you've seen me go get a script inside my head and deliver it, it's a bullet point. That's why when Lacey says to me, Dad, quit talking to me in scripts, it's not that she recognizes a script that I'm using. It's that she recognizes the pace of conversation. And because she hears, Lacey, what did you do last night? Where did you go when you did that? She's hearing me ask bullet point questions. I'm talking to her in script rather than, she's 20 years old. She just wants me, yo, girl, what you do? I don't talk like that.
Gotta get on her level.
Is that making sense? My answer to her is, Lacey, this is the only way I know how to talk.
Aw.
All right, now, if your conversion ratio on your database is 5%, not 10%, not 15%, and your goal is to close 13 sales from your database, then you're going to need roughly 250 people in your database. 250 people will close 13 transactions if you have a 5% conversion ratio. 10% is going to be 130 and 15% is going to be approximately 100. Now, if your goal is to close 13 sales, communicating with Habit Mets, in other words, farming, the ratio is 50 to 1. 50 to 1 to your Habit Mets is going to be approximately 600 people.